All right, we got our first print done on the Bambu Lab P1S of the 3D Fuel Metallic Copper Pro PLA. And okay, now I can see it a little bit better than I could when it was printing. Yeah, I can see the sheen now. I can see the metallic effect. I don't know if that's going to translate on camera or not. You can put little magnets in here to attach the top. Hadn't even gotten off the build plate yet, but looks good. It printed effortless. There was no problems with adhesion. It fed well through the AMS system from Bambu Lab, and it retracted just fine. It was actually retracting right before I started this video, and looks good. So let me see if one hand I can get this off. Let's see. Let's try this. There we go. Come on. Come on. Well, adhesion is good. All right. See, that's some of the glue. I always put the Bambu glue stick down before I do any prints, just to make sure. So okay, yeah, now I'm definitely in real life. I'm getting the metallic copper effect. So okay, just a couple of little imperfections here and there, but this I printed this using just the generic PLA profile in Bambu Studio. This is not set up or optimized for this filament whatsoever. It's just the generic, and I think it printed at 220 degrees on the hot end, and then we had 55 degrees on the build plate. So, but yeah, I mean, the surface, that is very, very smooth. Very, very smooth. And I did notice, let me see if I can, okay, that came right off. All right. I did notice these little lines when it was printing, and I was like, oh man, that's, that's not great. But I went back and looked at reference photos of the modeler, and their print had the exact same thing. So it may have been just some tweaking of the model or something like that, because these are identical. These right here are identical. So I'm not going to fault the filament for that, but could work a little bit on bridging there. Like I said, I didn't change any settings. I didn't change any speed. This was at 0.20 layer height. It was at the stock speeds that the file came with. I didn't change anything to try to get this filament its best chance. So with like any filament, you can get better when you start playing with settings, slowing speeds down, things like that, to learn your filament. But I mean, it's solid. This is really, really solid. So being that this printed no failures first time, I didn't see any popping or anything, so it does look like the filament came fairly dry. Let me see. I don't know which way this has an orientation or not, but it's hard to do this holding the phone and stuff. Okay, so that would be the orientation that it would need to go. Okay, so yeah, fits just fine. There we go. Little pirate cube. I did reach out. Let me set this over here. I did reach out to 3D Fuel when I first got this. One, it comes on a very nice plastic spool, and there you go right there. 3D Fuel metallic copper, 1.75 millimeters. Okay, Pro PLA. And I noticed this little thing says made in Texas. I reached out to them, and yes, They do have a facility in Texas, so they're just a few hours down the road from me. But what I wanted to point out is, if you can see that, we got about a 5mm difference here. This is a Creality roll of filament. This is their wood PLA. This is 3DO3. Anyway, this came on a cardboard, so I had to print these adapters to be used in the AMS. And then this is I don't know the brand of this, but all of these, even this cardboard one with the adapters, these are all about the same height. And I noticed this one is a little bit taller, because when I closed the lid to the AMS, I noticed it was dragging a little bit. So what I did is I turned the clips for the AMS lid in, just let it set like that, and I didn't really have to worry about humidity or anything. I've got a giant 4,500 square foot dehumidifier running back here, so my humidity right now in this room is at 39%, and that's with the door open. So anyway, long way to say that I reached out to them and they said yes, this is an older spool. They're switching to a spool that is the few millimeters shorter, so that it makes it perfectly compatible with the AMS unit from Bambu Labs, which is really nice to hear. That's great to hear, because that means the company that's been around since 2014, that makes 18 different lines of filament in over 40 different colors. They're watching what's going on in the industry. They're looking at the major players and the major brands, manufacturers of printers, and they're making sure that their products are perfectly compatible with other manufacturers and the accessories that other manufacturers use. So that's really good that they're paying attention and they're making changes to their own product to make them more compatible. So I'm assuming they're gonna drop this down about 5mm in order to get more clearance with the spool, because it's a little bit taller. But like I said, I didn't have a problem. I just turned these clips in, let the door sit on the clips, and it fed and retracted just fine. So nothing to complain there. So first impressions are good, very good for the filament. Like I said, layer adhesion was fine. First layer was fine, was perfect. It went down really well, using just the generic Bambu Studio generic PLA profile, which with any filament you can get better performance when you like if I was using a Bambu Labs filament, they have that pre-programmed into Bambu Studio that takes everything into account. The exact speed that it needs, the exact flow rate that it needs, the speed that it needs, the advance and retraction and volumetrics, and all of that are already in there. This is just a generic profile that is designed to work against all PLAs, but every manufacturer is going to be slightly different. So with this, you could get some tuning and you could make it perform better. But for a first print, it's great. I just wanted to do something fast because I have another print. I got to finish or continue to work on my iced Mjolnir, which there's two of the head halves right there. I've got magnets on order for that, and I've just got their handle material, which I'm going to be using another filament for that, because this all started before I started working with 3D Fuel. But yeah, I can't complain at all about the performance. I'm gonna get their box right quick. Here's their box. 3D Fuel, ease of printing, easy print speed, 40 to 100 millimeters a second. Is what they recommend. Extruder temp 210 to 240, so the 220 was kind of right there in the middle. up to 60 degrees on the heated bed. The strength is strong. The thing with their filament as well is they recommend annealing if you want more strength. And actually on their website they have all the information you need about annealing their filament to get more strength, because one of the things they boast is the impact toughness better than ABS in the high temperature resistance. So with this, it is high on the durability, high on strength. It is in middle of the ground as far as flexibility and rigidity. The heat temperature unannealed, see they have it right there, heat distortion temperature 60C. Heat distortion temperature when it's annealed jumps it up to 90 degrees Celsius, which is really good that you can get that from just a PLA. This is their Pro PLA, okay? And I really love that right there, made in the USA. Their headquarters are in Fargo, North Dakota, and they have all the exotic filaments that you would want, manufacturing filaments, industrial filaments, and then they have a broad selection of PLA, Pro PLA, ABS, TPU, PETG, polycarbonate, carbon fibers. They've got all of it. So you can definitely find whatever you're looking for there. So that was just my little quick talking about 3D Fuel. Like I said, they are my new affiliate. In the description will be my link, which is just 3dfuel.com/3D Pathfinder. You use 3D Pathfinder in your coupon code when you check out, get 10% off your order. So definitely go give them a look. I've got more coming from them. I've got some PCTG coming from them, and I'm going to be getting some more of their Pro PLAs, because I want to see how I'm going to try to work my way through. They're not giving it to me. I'm going to have to buy it. But I want to work my way through all their colors and see how they all perform. So definitely check them out for a generic profile on the Bambu Labs. It worked well in the AMS with a little bit of adaptation on the lid, but they're addressing the issue with the tall spools. So if you do order, there is a chance you may get one of the older spools that is the slightly taller, but they are addressing that. So anyway, so far I'm very happy. They've been very transparent and very accommodating, very informative with all of my questions. So definitely give them a shot. Check them out. I definitely recommend them, especially for those that are looking more into the exotic filaments, manufacturing, engineering filaments, things like that. Definitely give them a look, and there will be more to come. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.